A few weeks ago, something extraordinary happened in southern Africa. A small country made a bold, unexpected move that sent shockwaves across the international stage. Namibia, a nation rarely in global headlines, made history by expelling 500 American citizens from its territory. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a symbolic gesture made in anger. It was a calculated, clear response to years of immigration policies under the current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Policies that have treated African migrants with rejection, suspicion, and often humiliation. Immediately after taking office, Namibia's newly elected president, the very first woman to hold that position in the country, wasted no time. She made her presence known with a direct, unapologetic message. If Africans are not welcome in the United States without a visa, then Americans would no longer enter Namibia without one either. The principle was simple: reciprocity, and she enforced it with strength and pride. But she didn't stop there. She introduced mandatory visas for all American citizens and even doubled the visa fees. It was more than just a change in immigration policy. It was a political statement, a direct response to years of condescending treatment from the West, particularly under Donald Trump's leadership. It was a form of symbolic revenge. And the message was loud and clear. Africa is tired of being treated as a second-class continent. Africa has decided to respond. Africa has stood up. If you believe Africa deserves dignity and respect, subscribe now and join this movement for a new Africa. If you support bold African leadership, like this video. And if this moment inspires you, share it far and wide so others can hear this story too. Because what this Namibian president did went far beyond bilateral tensions. Her actions represented a bigger dream, a dream for a united Africa. She made it clear, no African should ever need a visa to visit Namibia. She was not only talking to the United States, she was speaking to all African leaders, to all African citizens, to the entire continent. She called on us to remove the invisible chains left behind by colonialism. She spoke about open borders, about brotherhood, about Pan-African solidarity. She said it was time for Africans to travel freely, from Senegal to Namibia, from Nigeria to Ethiopia, without needing to prove their identity to one another. She urged us to create a single African passport, to open our frontiers, to build roads, trains, and bridges, not only in the physical sense, but also in spirit and trust. This wasn't just a rejection of Trump's politics. It was a wake-up call for the continent. It was a cry of hope, a call for unity, and a reminder that Africa no longer needs to wait for validation from the West. Let us ask you now, do you think African countries should eliminate visas between each other? Let us know in the comments. If you believe in an Africa that moves forward as one, share this message. Don't keep it to yourself. Her actions have been met with mixed reactions. Some applauded her for her courage, others called it reckless. But one thing is certain. For the first time in a long while, Africa spoke with a strong voice. A clear voice, and yes, a woman's voice. A voice that didn't ask for permission. A voice that didn't whisper politely. It spoke boldly. It spoke with the power of history behind it. It echoed the dreams of Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and Thomas Sankara. But this time, it came from a woman, from Namibia, in a tone full of love for her people and pride for her continent. This was not a declaration of hostility. It was a declaration of independence, a symbolic revenge, a firm and elegant message that Africa will no longer bow, that Africa is awake, that Africa will rise with its head high and its future in its own hands. And that future starts now.